Welcome back to Mari Giselle Yoga. I was debating not posting today, but consistency is one of my qualities that keeps me going. So I'm going to try to be as consistent as possible while taking care of myself in the process. If you can hear, I'm struggling with a bit of a head cold. So I think what is perfect for this week is some restorative yoga. So go ahead and grab some props. I have a couple of blocks. If you don't have blocks, then something like books or something large and rectangular will work. I have a yoga blanket. Again, can be substituted with any other blanket. And a bolster, which would be best substituted by some sort of firm pillow or a couple of different pillows. So what we're going to do first is set up for a reclined Baddha Konasana, or cobbler's pose. So go ahead and take your blocks, place one on its tallest, one on its lowest, put them together like a little knocked over L. Then you're going to take the bolster and place the top of the bolster on top of this large block. Set it down just like that. And then from here, you're going to take your blanket until it's about this big and start rolling up. I like to start from the fringes first just to keep that nonsense out of the way. Alright, should look like this. And then you're going to come and sit with your low back, the tailbone against this bolster. Place the bottoms of the feet together. And then take this blanket and bring it underneath the ankles so that your ankles are centered on top of the middle. And then you're going to fold these top pieces over the ankles, kind of tying them in a little bit. And from there, go ahead, place your hands back behind you, come down nice and slowly until you're completely supported by this bolster. You should be able to really sink into this, allow your shoulders to open up, let the hands be heavy. Find the breath. After Baddha Konasana, you can go ahead and put the knees together, kick this blanket out of the way. You're gonna pick yourself up and shift onto your side so that you're sitting on your hip, and then you can line up the bottom of this foot with the top of this knee. And give yourself a nice little gentle twist, exhaling forward, again onto the bolster. You can rest on one side of your face. And again, just let the breath take over, let your body become heavy. And what we do on one side, we do on the other. Coming out of the twist, go ahead and turn all the way around, finding child's pose. The big toes can touch, the knees out wide, and you can either keep these blocks underneath and again rest your head on the bolster, or you can begin to knock them down and maybe come all the way down. Arms can be out wide. Again, find a place where you can really sink down and relax. From child's pose, moving into a supported pigeon's pose, which is one of my all-time favorite. Go ahead and once again find that little block set up. Top of the bolster on the tallest one. And have your blanket available. Instead of being rolled, however, we're going to fold it just a couple times. Something like this. The way I like to come into this is downward facing dog, though you can do it from all fours. Pressing the hips up and back. Starting with the left, let's go ahead and bend the left knee, bringing it forward, taking left foot towards right wrist, setting the knee down, keep the left foot nice and flexed. And then you're going to use these back toes here to kind of sink yourself back into this, grabbing that blanket and placing it right underneath this left hip so you feel nice and supported. And you can even fold it one more time, give yourself some nice lift there. From here, ground your fingertips down. Roll the shoulders back. Lift the heart, pulling it forward. And exhale, forward and down onto your bolster. Especially with poses like this where it might be a little bit challenging to find an opening in the hips. See if you can inhale all the way down to this hip. Imagine creating some space, and on your exhale, sink into that space created. Repeat words of nourishment to yourself. Find a way to tap into that space just a little bit below the surface. And as always, what we do on one side, we do on the other. Alright, and our final resting pose for today. Go ahead and take the blocks from underneath the bolster. Move them out to the side. Let the bolster come down long. Bring your tailbone to the bottom of the bolster. And then slowly lower yourself down. All the way. Walking your feet out a little bit wider than hip distance. Let your knees come in and fall and touch, supporting each other. Taking the arms out. Give yourself a few snow angel arms all the way up. All the way back down. Nice and gently. Using the breath to move. Until you come to a place where your hands rest naturally, either by your sides, maybe on your body. Another option with the legs here is to lay them out long, depending on where your back's at. And once more, falling into the breath, reaching a place where all you think and hear is the life underneath your skin. When you are ready to come out of this, go ahead and swing one arm over the head. Come over onto one side, and then walk yourself back up to a seat. There you have it. I would recommend holding each pose from about 3 to maybe even 10 minutes. What I do for this, for myself, instead of having to sit there and think about the time, is put your phone on airplane mode, go to your timer, and set that timer, and then put something very relaxing as your alert tone. This way you can just focus on your breath, you can let your body go, and you can practice at your own pace. And with that, I'll see you next week.